Welcome to this session to all the students present. So we are going to continue our Agri-Business Management marathon session for the NFL exam. So like if all of you have watched yesterday's videos, we did a lot of topics yesterday regarding management, planning, what are the different types of functions under management, what are the different types of plans and everything. So today we are going to continue that lecture and we are going to start with the next topics that are given in the schedule. So you can download the Oliveboard app to get your notifications on time. So we are going to start with marketing management today. So what do you mean by marketing? First of all, so marketing is putting out a final commodity. There is a final good present and this final good should be given to the consumer. But who is producing this final good? This final good is produced by a producer. So from the producer to the consumer, the commodity has to be transferred, right? So let me make this right. So starting from the producer, the commodity has to move to the let us say other stakeholders in the supply chain like retailer, and then it will go to the consumer, right? So what is happening here? The good is changing hands, or it is changing ownership from producer to retailer to consumer. So this process of making it possible to reach the final commodity from the producer to the consumer is known as marketing, right? So that is one type of definition for marketing. But now coming to different things under marketing management. So what and all do you have to do under marketing management? First thing that we need to do is production management. So production management is nothing but you have to manage your production also, right? So the producer is there, he has limited resources, correct? So he has limited resources, but he needs to earn profits, correct? So with these limited resources, he has to earn his profits. So now what should he do? He should manage his limited resources in such a way that he'll gain the maximum profit, right? So this process refers to the process of managing the activities of a business to produce outputs of products and services. So it is nothing but managing your limited resources like raw materials and your labor and your money, etc. Like there are so many other things involved in producing any commodity. So all these limited resources he has to manage in by taking the correct decisions. Yesterday we talked about decision making also. By taking the correct decisions, that is like what decisions should the producer do, how much to produce, what to produce, how what quantity to produce, right? So all these decisions he has to take. So by taking the right decisions, he has to maximize his profits. That is production management. I hope that is clear. Now how will he do this? Where is the production actually happening? It will be happening in a factory, right? It will be happening in a factory or a warehouse where all the machinery and all the raw materials are stored, and the product might be sold in the factory outlet itself, or it might be sold in retail shops and all that. So first what we need to do is we need to create a plant layout. Here plant meaning is factory or the production place, right? So this is the place of production. So I hope there is no confusion regarding when we say plant layout. And so when we say plant layout, what are we actually talking about? We are talking about the place where production is happening. It can be anything. It can be factory, it can be warehouse, it can be your house, your own home, right? So it can be anything, but in general we call it as a plant. So what is a plant? Where production process is happening. You can write that down if you want. What is a plant? Where production, where production process occurs. Production process is nothing but raw materials to outputs, right? Okay. So what is a plant layout then? So what do you mean by a plant layout? So layout, as we know, it is a general diagram of something that something that you want to build. You are first going to put a layout, a rough sketch or a rough diagram of where what should be. So that is a layout. So you will tell, okay, this is the door, this is where the window will come, this is where the TV will come, or whatever, when you are doing a home layout, right? So similar thing for a factory. You need to know this is where the grinder will come, this is where the dryer will come, this is the rest house, this is the washroom, everything. You need to lay out everything. So that is known as plant layout. So as we know, there is not only one thing in the factory, there are multiple things happening at the same time. Multiple machines are used. So these multiple machines, you have to place them in such a way, right? You have limited space. So why is this decision coming? Why does the plant layout have to be optimum? Because there is limited place to set up factory, right? So when you set up a factory, it should be efficient. Clear? So what do you mean by being efficient? There should not be any disturbances in the plant layout which will lead to losses. Everything should be in a correct order. It should flow in a proper way, such that the raw materials start at point A and end at the end point without any hassles, without any problem. So there is a smooth production process. When there is a smooth production process, people can work better in that factory. When people work better, efficiency is more, right? There is no wastage of inputs, there is no wastage of labor, wastage of electricity, water, everything, right? The more you can produce per day or per month, the higher will be your productivity. The higher your productivity, higher will be the amount you will sell. So then your profits will also be more, right? So that is the plant layout. What is plant layout? Arranging all the materials, raw materials, machinery, equipment, and whatever infrastructure that is required in a proper manner, so that profits are maximum or efficiency is maximum, right? So then what is material handling? The third one. Material handling is nothing but, when we say material in agribusiness management, we are talking about all the things which are used in the production process, starting from raw materials to labor, to if you use water, even water is included, electricity, anything, everything is material. So when you need this material at the right time in the right amount, then only you can do the production process. So handling these materials whenever it is required and giving them at the correct time is known as material handling, right? So this is an example of plant layout if you see here. So I think this is of a mill, where your wheat, rice and everything is converted into flour, right? So here can you see there is entry, that means people will enter the mill here. There is washroom and there is change room. You will enter in your normal clothes and here you will change into clothes that you wear inside the mill. So why do we change our clothes? Because we are coming from outside and we are producing flour. Flour is something which people eat. It is an edible product. So the production process has to be very, very clean. So when you're coming from outside, you might be carrying bacteria, germs or whatever. So to avoid that, there is a change room, there is a washroom, right? And then there is an office. Office meaning where, for example, let us say investors or buyers and the owner, all of them can have a seat. So that is the office. So here can you see it's the marketing outlet. Marketing outlet means, if you have observed, in some places, especially in factories like bread factories, they have an outlet like a small window or a small door or a small shop where they sell freshly baked bread or freshly baked products that they are manufacturing. If you go to the factory itself and buy in such outlets, the price will be less. So that is this marketing outlet, and if you can see, it is facing outward. You are coming from out towards entry inside. So this is facing outward, so that people from outside can come here and purchase. So it is very convenient, right? So here there is a hygiene zone. Hygiene zone means after this zone, people have to be very hygiene. The way they enter, the clothes they wear, they have to wear the, the hair caps and all those things, rules will be there. Okay. So this is the dust collector, because the dust is collected from all these areas. So they have kept it under the in the back side so that it is collected from everywhere, and there is a gutter where it will be disposed, the gutter and waste. So first there is cleaner, grader, washer. Here everything, the minimal, the primary things are done, and then there is a flour mill, there is a mini dal mill, there is a polisher, like this is for rice. Rice is polished, right? Then mini rice mill where rice is converted into flour. Mini dal mill means dal is split, or even dal is converted into flour. Anything is possible. Then spice grinder, for example, your pepper powder, making of pepper powder, cumin powder, coriander powder, garam masala, your chili powder, and everything, all that. Then oil expeller can be groundnut, sunflower, and mustard. Correct? If you give them groundnut, they'll put it here and you will get the oil, right? So this is how they have created their layout. In the back side, after the hygiene zone, there is a production zone where all different types of products is produced. So whatever products is produced here, it will be sold in the market outlet, which you can see here, this one, right? So I am not saying this is the only place. I am not saying this is the only place where these products are sold. They will send these products to who? The retailer also, right? The retailer will also get these products, but here also they will sell in the factory itself, right? So then there is a dryer and there is a packaging machine. So dryer meaning maybe the flour has to dry, the polished rice has to dry. Of course, oil doesn't have to dry. Whatever is grinded into a powder format, maybe they have to dry it so that it doesn't get spoiled, all the moisture is taken away, right? And then once it is dried, it is packaged. So once it is packaged, packaging room, sorry, this is the packaging machine, right? So here it is packaged. So here it is the packaging room. Once it is packed, it is stored here, and all the products is stored here. So here the packaging store means all the material like your covers, plastic, and all of that will be stored here. Here the final product will be stored. Can you see that? One second. Right, here the final product is stored. Wherever the final product is stored, can you see there is this dispatch? That means it will be unloaded. Trucks will come and automatically it will unload. So now imagine when the producer is designing his product storeroom, here the product storeroom is there, and if he creates the dispatch here in this area, again what they have to do, they have to bring the product from here to here. There is another job. In the middle it may spill, it may break, something might happen, we don't know, right? So it is a very not good idea to keep the dispense or unloading bay area far away from the storage room. Okay, so that is the idea here. So this is a very simple plant layout example that we have gone through. Now what is operational planning, right? So what do you mean by operations? In very simple terms, these are the activities. Okay, see, these are the activities done in the production process. So to produce something, you need raw material. You have to order that raw material. It has to come from somewhere else. You need labor. You need to hire, maybe you need 50 people per day to do that job. You need to hire 50 people per day on a daily basis, let us say, right? So these are operations: buying raw material, hiring people, machine maintenance, and all of those things. So these operational planning, maybe you will say weekly once raw material purchase, daily labor hiring, and you will tell monthly once repair of machines, whatever you are using. So what are you doing? You are planning these operations. So why are you doing planning beforehand? So that the process goes smooth. So when we say operational planning, it is nothing but it is the estimation of what needs to be done and when it needs to be done, so that it can be done in a proper way without messing up the production process, so that it can have a smooth output production, right? So then what is operational control? Once there is an operational plan, you have put up a plan. We told that weekly ones, monthly ones, daily ones, this is for labor, this is for machine, this is for raw materials, right? So this is your operational plan. So someone should control this plan. Control means what? Take care that it is carried out or that it is implemented. So it is very important that once you have a plan, you need to make sure that you have the control over that plan. Just by planning and keeping that sheet somewhere, it won't be done. You need to make sure that weekly once raw materials are ordered, monthly once maintenance in the machines are done, and daily labors are hired properly. So this control has to be there over the plan. If this control is not there, how will you make sure that the actual implementation is happening? Right? So this execution part is very, very important, where our operational control comes from. Once the operational plan has been made, then controlling it, meaning implementing it, executing it is very, very important. Here you can take the example of loss and implementation of loss. Right? So let us make up an imaginary law that every week the public park is cleaned. Weekly once clean. This the government made that every public park. I know it's a very silly law, but for understanding sake it is okay. Every weekly once the public parks have to be cleaned. This is the law made by that. So simply if the government writes the law on the paper, passes it, is that enough? Or should it deploy cleaners? Should it make sure that there is a manager who see to it that okay, the parks are cleaned? If a park is not cleaned, you should ask why it is not cleaned. If there is a problem, they have to solve it. This operational control is very, very necessary. So passing a law is operational planning. Executing it is operational control. I hope you have understood. Don't write that in the exam. It was just an analogy. So what is inventory? Inventory is all goods which are directly going to affect the company. All goods which are present in the company which can directly affect it. For example, there are few things which are included here. Raw materials are included. Your final goods are included. And goods which are in between production. Right? So, goods in between production process. That is also inventory, right? So raw materials are also inventory, the final goods are also inventory, and goods which are in between the production process are also inventory. So how, let us understand with an example. Let us take the example of tables. Let us say there is a table manufacturer, and for simplicity's sake, let us say the input is wood, final good is table, and goods in between is half built table. Okay. So here what is the definition, can you see? Describes any goods that are ready for purchase or directly affects an organization's financial health. So the inventory means there are two things you have to understand. It means the final goods which are ready for purchase, or it is those goods which can affect the organization's financial health. Now you have wood, you bought wood recently for manufacturing table next week, you have stored it somewhere, but suddenly it rained and all that wood got spoiled, right? Can you use that for table? No, you can't. So here you paid for this wood, but now it is completely wet and it is completely of no use. So you are under loss. That payment is a loss. You have to throw out that wood, right? So it is affecting the company financially. Okay. Then table. Of course, this is a final commodity which is ready for purchase. If this goes, if this something happens to the final goods, again there is loss to the company. Then half built tables. Only two legs are fixed to the table, let us say. Even for that table, if something happens, then again you are under loss. It is financially hit to the company. So all the raw materials, the final goods, and The goods which are half built or are in between the production process, they are also, all three of them are known as inventory. It depends on what context you are talking. If you are talking to someone about raw materials and if they say inventory, then they are talking about inventory. They are talking about inputs, initial raw materials, right? So what is quality control? I think it is very self-explanatory. Quality control means every company has a standard, right? Because they have a standard, they can quote a certain price. For example, let us take your Puma shoes. They have a standard, they have a set standard, which is why they can ask even 10,000 rupees for a pair of shoes and people still buy. Why? Because they know that quality control in Puma is excellent. They know that Puma company controls their quality. Quality means what? Quality of inputs used, quality of labor used, quality of production, quality of their design, everything. It is very good. So they control it very strictly. So there is absolutely no need to worry about the quality when you are purchasing by buying so much, by giving so much money. So when we say quality control, it is a system. It can be various rules, regulations, policies, anything that the company wants to control the quality of the final good or service, right? So this is quality control. Now functions of marketing. So there are majorly three functions: exchange, physical, facilitating. So exchange means, I think we have done in economics class also, it is buying and selling. Physical functions means like storage, transportation, processing, all these will come under physical function. Then facilitating function like standardization. Now standardization means what example can we take? Let us say phone, you have those batteries in your phone. It is a little unstable thing if the quality is less. So what the government will do or the company will do, all phones manufactured in our company should have this level of battery or this type of battery, so that when the person using it is not in any danger, so the phone will not burst. So what are they doing? They are making a standard rule for everybody. They are standardizing the rule so that nothing bad happens. Then risk bearing. Who bears the risk? The company owner bears the risk, whether loss or profit, right? Then financing, taking loans, etc. Then market intelligence. Market intelligence is got from market research. Market intelligence is nothing but learning about competitors, learning about the other prices, learning about substitutes or complements available in the market, right? So these things is market intelligence, and this market intelligence is got only through market research. You either you have to do it on in your own company by yourself, or you have to hire people who are their experts who will do that. So the three functions are exchange, physical and facilitating. Now what is marketing mix? Marketing mix often comprises of something known as 4 P's. What is that? Product, price, place and promotion decisions. So if you have to do marketing for something, first you need to know what the product is. Okay. Now let us say somebody is marketing apple juice. Okay. So this is the product. You know what the product is. It's a liquid. It is made out of fruit. It is in this color. It is sold in a glass bottle and everything. You know that. So now what is the price? Let us say price is 50 rupees for 1 liter. So this is the price. You know the price. Now you have to connect the product with the price, right? So now let us take for example, it is 500 rupees. It's very costly for 1 liter. But what will you say? The apple juice is organic. The glass bottle is environmental friendly, right? So all these things you will add into your marketing list, because you know that it is apple juice and you know the price. And then you know the place where you are selling. Maybe you are selling in a city, in a metropolitan city where people earn a lot. So for them 500 rupees is nothing. They will spend. But imagine going to a village and selling apple juice for 500 rupees. They will scold you, or they will literally hit you, because nobody would have heard that apple juice is 500 rupees per liter. So the place where you are marketing also will become very, very important. Then promotion decisions. How will you promote the product? Right? So this is an apple juice. How will you promote it? Will you give buy one get one in the beginning? Or will you reduce the price in the beginning? Or will you ask some celebrity to do an ad for you? Or will you ask some doctor to state the apple juice health benefits for you? We don't know. According to the price, according to the place, according to the product, your promotion decisions should match. Right? So I think you guys would have noticed sometimes that ads or advertisements for some products, they don't make sense. Right? You might be thinking, why are they making such an ad for such a product? There is no relation at all. That is bad marketing. They wouldn't have studied their marketing mix properly. That is the meaning. Right? So then what about new product development? So you are new to the business. You want to develop some new product. What do you do? How do we do that? So there is a simple 6-step process. First one is ideation. Ideation is nothing but explore idea generation. You have to generate an idea. Right? So maybe before mobile phones came into being, mobile was a new product that time. So that time maybe Apple and Android, Samsung, everybody, they were in process of generating ideas. We should put camera, we should put music player, we should put let us say some talking call app, message app, YouTube we need to put, maybe before YouTube was brought, maybe before YouTube was born, the idea was that there should be a platform where videos can be played. Right? So we don't know. Even YouTube is a product, right? So idea was that, okay, everybody needs a product where videos can be played. From that playing of videos, people can spread knowledge. They can spread information. They can earn money, right? So all of these things, that is idea generation. Then second one, product definition. First, once the ideation is done and you know what you want to do, then we will do product definition. You will tell, so my product is a platform for video playing, right? Then prototyping. You will create a very basic rough model of how the final product will look, right? So once you create the prototype and it is approved, you will create something known as MVP. So what is MVP? Minimum viable product, right? So minimum viable product means at least if you put that product out into the market at that point, it should get you some sales. That is your MVP, right? Once MVP is there, you will do market research. Is it a good time to release this? In what place should I release this? What price should I put for it? All of those things you will do. You will do the market research. Once market research is done, you have consumer data, you have your MVP, you will go for a detailed design. Okay, YouTube, red is a very good color. People like red in this era, right? Why do you think people change the icons of their app, the font of the brand or the brand name, the color of their brand name? You know, even Twitter became X recently because people change their likes and tastes, keep on changing. So accordingly, we need to change our branding. We need to change the design of the product, right? So when you're putting a detailed design, you need to consider many things. For example, consumer is the main. Consumers' tastes and preferences. This is the main thing that you have to consider, right? Then validation and testing. So here you need to test the final design whether it is worth it or not. And then the final thing is commercialization. All your things, marketing and campaigns, everything will come under this. Right? So this is how a new product will be created. I hope this is clear to everybody, right? So that is the new product creation. Going to market segmentation. What do you mean by segmentation? Dividing, right? So in general, what do we mean by segmentation? It means divide. So here market segmentation, you are dividing the market. Okay. So why do we divide the market? Let us say clothes. This is the best example I can give you. Clothes, right? So you find clothes for babies. You find clothes for teenagers. You find clothes for adults. You find clothes for elders. You find specific clothes which are required let us say during the time of pregnancy you need specific kinds of clothes, right? So you have outdoor clothing, winter clothing, let us say for sports you have different types of clothes, right? So can you see the industry is just textile or clothes industry, but there are so many segments under this. Babies, how many lakh babies are there in India? How many lakh teenagers are there? How many adults? How many elders? They will segment the market into various things based on various categories. So there are 4 types where they can segment. Geographical, based on the location where they are conducting or where they are establishing their industry, they will create their market, or they will create their they will divide their product, right? Someone who is let us say a US company, if it wants to come into India and if it wants to come into Germany, it needs to have lot of different types of products. Your best example is your McD. In India, you have paneer flavors. Do you think you have that paneer flavor in Germany? You won't have, because geographically McD has segmented. Okay, in India people eat paneer, people eat aloo tikki and all those things. So these flavors are specifically available in India because they have geographically segmented their product, right? So that is one example for geographical segmentation. You can use that as the example, but that is nothing but when you divide your consumers based on something. So here that something can be in first time geography or location, right? So once that is done, what is the second type? Behavioral segmentation. How do the people behave, right? So do they, let us say phones for example, but how do people behave with the phone? Do they use it for professional uses? Do they use it just for day to day uses? Based on that, there are different types of market segmentation. Then demographic segmentation, like I told you, based on age, based on education, based on let us say male or female, right? Based on purpose, like sports, winter and all those things. So based on these things, the population, based on the characteristics of a population, whether they are whether the population is very poor or very rich, right? Based on the characteristics of a population, the market is divided. Okay. Then psychographic segmentation. So is the product very mature? Are the audience or is the market mature enough to accept our product? Will they accept it? Will they reject it? How, what is their thinking? What is their culture? What is their beliefs? All of these things will come into play under psychographic segmentation. If you go to a market where such a product is not acceptable according to their culture and you try to sell it, you will be met with resistance. People won't buy it easily, right? So this is market segmentation, that is dividing of a market to understand customers easily, right? Then what is branding? Branding, I think we all of know. Branding is nothing but creating a very strong consumer base based on your quality product, so that they will be always loyal to you. No matter what other brand comes up, creating a very strong personal customer base based on the quality of your product, based on the service that you can give, based on the facilities that you can give. The best example that I can give you is your Apple company. The type of loyal consumers it has created, the branding that it does. If you see an iPhone, it means the person is of next level, right? It's almost, it has become equal to that. So there is no other question about it. Oh, that person has an iPhone, right? So we talk about people using iPhones like that even today. He must be rich, or he must be, very professional. He must be in a very good field, etc. So branding is nothing, creating a very strong consumer base and pursuing them to consume your product. So under branding, what is product concept? Product concept is nothing but a generalized idea of what product that company wants to produce, right? So it's just a generalized idea or outline of what that company wants to produce, right? Then what is product mix? It is the entire collection or range of products available under a company, right? So here can you see, this is Unilever. Under it, there are so many things available. right? There is Dove, there is Axe, there is Vaseline, there is Pepsodent. I think this is toothpaste. This is, Vaseline is there, Comfort is there, something that you apply to clothes, moisturizer. Here there is food, here there is ice cream, and Magnum is there, all of that is there. Here there is dishwashing soap and everything. So they have an entire range under it, right? So this is known as product mix. The entire range of products for a company is known as product mix. So what is product line? Product line is a subcomponent of product mix. If I just ask you, Unilever has such a big product mix, what are the different toothpastes it has? Toothpaste is a product line under Unilever's product mix. Is this clear? Toothpaste is a product line under Unilever's product mix. So here if you can see, I think this is Nestle. Yeah, Nestle has so many. This entire thing of Nestle is known as product mix. Okay, this is a product mix, but each one is known as a product line. Product line 1, product line 2, whatever you want to call it, right? So this will come under your branding. It is why do companies have multiple products? It is nothing but it acts like an insurance, right? Even if let us say Unilever has so many things, if this product line fails to get revenue, this one and this one will cover for it. If both of them fail, this one and this one will cover for it, right? It is an insurance because the company has to run. It can't run only with one product. Imagine Unilever having only Pepsodent. If people stop buying Pepsodent, what will happen to Unilever, right? So best example is your Tata, Reliance, all of them have a huge product mix which have multiple product lines under them. I hope product mix and product line is clear. Then coming to packaging. Packaging is very simple. The outer covering of a product is known as packaging. Here you can see different types of packaging is there. Here you can see pasta, juice, these are cookies, this is Nutella, this is I don't know, maybe this is also some food, and this is another kind of milk or juice, right? So here you can see that the packaging is so different. Here the shape is so unique. Here it is transparent. So what is the use of giving a transparent packaging? The people can directly see the product, because packaging is what they see first. They see the packaging. If it is very attractive, they will buy. Correct? What is inside, it is secondary. It comes later. Okay. So packaging also leads to something known as impulse buying. Impulse buying means, oh, it looks so nice from the outside, I really want to purchase it, and you just purchase it. You don't think much whether it is useful for you. You didn't even plan to buy it when you went to the shop, but because it looked so nice, now you want to purchase it, and you will purchase it also. But then once you go home, the product may be good, may not be good. You wouldn't have done proper research on the product. You don't know what kind of how to use it also, you won't know sometimes, but you will just buy it out of impulse, an immediate feeling that, oh, this looks so beautiful, I want to purchase it. What is the reason for that? That is the reason for packaging. So under packaging, there is logo making, there is name creation, there is designing of the package. All of these things will come under it, right? So that is about packaging. Further we will learn the functions of packaging. What are the functions of packaging? I think it is very obvious. It provides protection to the product, right? How will we carry it otherwise? Gives important information. Has effect on storage. Storing things without packaging, we can't even imagine, right? So if it increases the shelf life, helps identification of product, right? Because let us say toothpaste, because we talked about toothpaste, because Pepsodent, Colgate, Dabur, everybody has different kinds of packaging. You know which brand is what. You can identify it easily. If all of them had a plain white tube, or a plain black tube, or a plain red tube, can you make out the difference? Can you identify what is what? We can't. So it helps in identification. It is used as a tool of promotion, right? Can you see the images here? Can you see this image here? Here this roti image. Does roti really come like this in our houses? It doesn't. Can you see the image here, multi-grain and all of those things? So it is a tool for promoting it. Okay. It decides the product mix of the company. So, product mix means 500 ml juice packet, 1 liter juice packet, 2 liter juice packet. All of these three things will come under the product mix. Maybe at the end of the year they will decide 500 ml is not so useful, let us discontinue it. So, it is a part of the product mix, right? Okay, so that was about packaging. One thing that packaging should not do is it should not deceive the consumers. It should not deceive the consumers, right? This it should not do. Now, what is market research? Market research is nothing but gathering and analyzing information regarding the viability or popularity of a certain service or product, right? Now, let us say you want to start manufacturing some biscuit, right? So, you have to find out what kind of biscuit is popular right now. Is it cream biscuit, plain biscuit, cookie type biscuit with chocolate chips and vanilla chips and all of those things? What is popular? Who is eating it more? Which are people in city eating it or in villages eating it? Or in which kind of area? What is the best price? All of those things, all of those information once you gather and analyze it, that is known as market research. So, this market research can be done by own company or you can hire someone, that is third party, right? Both is possible. So, what is market extension? Market extension is nothing but people have already stopped, little bit they have stopped buying your product, but you want to extend its market life. So, you will use various tricks. What are those tricks? First is rebranding, right? So, before let us say it was just a normal juice. Now, because people have stopped buying it so much because competition is high, you will market it as health drink. Let us say apple juice, you will market it as apple health drink. Now, health drink means suddenly after COVID, everybody is so health conscious, they will purchase more. Then repackaging. Repackaging means you are changing only the outer cover. Inside product is same. I think we have all gone through this. Now in Amazon also, they'll show you the previous packaging was like this, new one is like this. You may receive any of the two. Please don't get confused. Have you noticed this? Yeah. So now, for example, let us say previously you were sending it in red bottle. Now you will do it in a blue glass bottle. This was plastic bottle. Now you will do it in a blue glass bottle. That is repackaging. Now glass has that feel to it. People will purchase more. Then discounting. Discount is nothing but giving offers. Buy one, get one, 50% off. All of those things are discounting. Expanding into new market. Expanding into new market means before your product was not available there, but now you want to supply it there also and see how it will work out. So, by using these four tricks, a company can, extend the life of its product. Extending the life of its products means making people buy it again. You might have countless examples in your head, right? So, that is what market extension is. What is supply chain management? In short, it is SCM. It is very, very important. It in itself is a course or a degree. So, it is such a huge thing, right? So, it is nothing but transporting the product from supplier to consumer through various stakeholders, right? I hope this is clear. Transferring product from supplier to consumer through various stakeholders. Supplier is there who wants to produce the commodity. He will purchase raw material, then he will manufacture, then he will distribute it. From warehouse, he will transport it to retail location. So, that is how you are able to purchase it. Handling each step in the supply chain management, handling raw material production, purchase of raw material, transportation, manufacturing, whether it has reached the manufacturer or not, whether it has reached a retail location or not, that is what supply chain management is. Each of this 1 to 7 that you can see is a process in itself and has to be managed by people. ordering raw material, getting it done. If the truck breaks down, ordering one more truck, all of these things. It's a huge process, right? So why do we need people to handle it? Because this entire process starting from 1 to 7 has to go about smoothly. That is why we need people to handle it, right? So this is supply chain management. Efficient supply chain management leads to what? Efficient SCM leads to what? Less costs, more productivity, right? So more productivity means more sales means more profit, right? So thank you guys for watching. We have done a lot of topics today. I hope you guys are preparing well, and I hope you will watch yesterday's videos and today's videos for your revision classes. Tomorrow will be the last class in the ABM marathon, and I hope you guys enjoyed it till now, and see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.